Hello everybody, my name is James Turnipseed. If you don't know, now you know. Welcome to the Walking Dead Thank You Recap Review episode. Thank you. Heads up, spoiler heavy. If you're not here for that, there's your chance to click, close. Thank you for staying. Description of television: a small group including Rick runs into hurdles while trying to return to Alexandria, and some may not make it back. Pretty much. So yeah, basically we get to see what happened to the first group of Rick, Michonne, Glenn, Daryl, Sasha, Abraham, and all those people from Alexandria, including Nicholas, Carter, and a couple other people. So Carter died in the first episode. That's pretty funny. Another person died. I didn't catch his name. Basically, Rick is splitting up the group. He's running back to the RV. Daryl, Sasha, and Abraham are still working the horde. Glenn, Michonne, and Nicholas, and Pete from the comic books. I believe his name is Pete, black dude with the dreads. I think it's Pete. They're in charge of getting the group back to Alexandria. So they're doing that, and then Rick pulls aside Glenn and Michonne, and it's kind of like, hey, if they can't make it back, get back. Like, just leave them, you know? Like, some of them aren't going to make it. Pete's behind a tree, here's the whole conversation. Another dude is kind of like, they planned this. This is their plan. Rick, they got us out here. Rick's gonna get us, like, they got us out here to kill us. And they're like, hey, calm down and relax, dude. Like, who are your jets? Dude, it's not like that. Like, Glenn's got a wife back there. Rick has a son and a daughter back there, type of shit. And the dude's like, nice. Like, basically, dude speaks out against Rick and how Rick's plan is to kill them all. And then gets bit in the throat. Gushing blood from his throat. So there goes that guy. As they're trying to get back, another dude from another Alexandrian pulls a Alexandrian away and starts shooting. One guy gets shot in the leg. He goes down. That guy panics and takes off by himself. Pete and Michonne and everybody stay together. They pull that dude up. Another girl like twisted her ankle and fell. So now they're carrying her. Daryl broke off, like kind of back to Alexandria. Like he made a right instead of going straight with the horde. And I didn't catch why, so I'm a terrible person for that. So I don't know why he was going that way. We'll get to that later. Yeah, and then so basically the main focus was Michonne, Glenn, Nicholas, Pete, and that group getting back. And they're on the way. And some of them don't make it. They end up going to a place where one of Nicholas's original group were at, where they abandoned a couple of people, and they get trapped. Basically, they're trapped in like a pet store. So they're there in the pet store. Michonne, or Pete's kind of getting into it with Michonne, like, hey, I'm looking out for my people, type of shit, and she blows up on him, kind of, but keeps it hush hush. Like, he's like, I've been doing a run since the beginning. Then she goes off on, like, you don't know what it's like out there you don't know what it's like, and basically goes on about, like, have you been covered in blood and you're not sure if it's yours or your friends or fuckers, or do you know what it's like when you have to kill people? And he kind of just, like, she basically puts Pete in this place and kind of just shuts up. Glenn and Nicholas run off, which is a big character development for Nicholas and Glenn as well. if you don't remember, Nicholas tried to kill Glenn, and Glenn kind of, they worked it out pretty much, and was kind of like, you're not that guy no more. They run across a dude that was in Nicholas's original group that they left behind. They're going to burn a building, and they find the dude that was there, and Glenn goes to stab him, and Nicholas says, no, it should be me, and he basically has a moment of like, this guy who used to be in our group, and he talking blah 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 blah, and then he looks at him for a second, and it kind of looks like he has this hand is like holding him, and it's kind of like he's gonna let him bite him, and then he stabs him. So Nicholas is kind of freaking out, having a kind of like a breakdown panic attack, which a lot of people would have in zombie apocalypse. So basically they're trying to outrun this horde, and they're gonna burn this building to distract the horde. They get to said building, and it's already burnt. Somebody already burned it. So now Nicholas and Glenn are trapped between two hordes on top of a dumpster. But before I finish that one, so Annie, David, not Nicholas, Michonne, Pete, and I forgot the other dude's name. One other dude. They're making their way through the pet store, and for some reason in the pet store there was zombies in the back door room, like a back area, like a back room, like, oh, let me check the back room if we have any left. And they're pounding on the door. They open it and they kill them, but it wasn't like that when they were in there for 10 minutes making a plan and everything. So that fucks up their plan, and the horde hears them and starts smashing on the windows. They open the door, pop pop pop, slash slash, let's go. They're going. Annie falls and just says like, go. She's shooting some zombies and she's like, just go. She's the one who twists her ankle. Then she gets surrounded and ate. Michonne and David are trying to make it over a fence that Pete and the other dude are already over. And David also got bit in the back earlier on, so he's doomed. And he wrote a nice little note to his wife that says, if you're reading this, I didn't make it. And Michonne wrote in black ink on her skin, you're going home. And didn't take the note. So Michonne's making it over the fence, and David doesn't make it over the fence, and he sees that nice note on the ground. Walker footsteps on it. So then they make it back home. So it's Pete, Michonne, and this other dude who got shot in the leg. And they make it home. So this is funny because everyone said in the Fear of the Walking Dead's racist. They always kill the black people. Well, now the white people died. So there you go. So here's the other thing. This is why this episode's called Thank You. Or no, we won't end there, because I'll save that. But Rick makes it to the RV and then gets attacked by those wolves. They can't shoot and they can't fight. So they shoot at Rick, and then he starts fucking them up. Takes them out with a knife, grabs an AK or checks one of their pockets and pulls out baby food. And I'm thinking, how'd they get to Judith? Like, she was with Carl, right? Like, no way. So then maybe they have a baby back at their camp. And then after that, Rick grabs an AK that one of them had. Don't know where one got an AK because the other one picked a handgun up, and they showed that after they got in that scuffle with Morgan in the previous episode. But okay. And then Rick looks in the side mirror and sees a group and just with the AK spray and praise, takes him out. And then he calmed Daryl and Glenn and everybody. Got a hold of Sasha, Abraham, and Daryl. Because I'll tell you in a second. And some way Daryl turns around and jets it and meets up with Sasha and Abraham. And then after Rick took care of the wolves, he's starting to get surrounded by a horde. So could this be the end for Glenn? Or not Glenn, for Rick? But it was the end for Glenn. He's on the dumpster with Nicholas. There's Horde behind them, and they're on the top of a dumpster, and there's like a barbed wire fence, and the Horde this way. But I saw a fence behind them with just a white paper or like a white cloth over it, and some trees. So I think they could have gone that way, but whatever. There might have been zombies there too, who knows. But Nicholas freaks out and goes into that. If you ever played Call of Duty, sorry, I'm a gamer, this is my best way to compare shit. When you got hit with like a frag, you'd hear like boom, boom, and you go like tunnel vision type thing. So Nicholas is doing that, looking down at all the zombies, and then Glenn's next to him. He keeps going like Nicholas, 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 Nicholas. And then it shakes him, and Nicholas turns to him and he says, "Thank you." Boom! Shoots his face off. Glenn gets blood splattered on him. Nicholas falls on top of Glenn. They kind of turn and fall into the horde of zombies and get eaten. And that's the end for Glenn. Now, I know it's a shock to you guys that just watched a TV show that Glenn dies, but for us comic book people, we already know Glenn died. And I honestly gotta say, TV show went pretty lame with the way Glenn died. Like, I was sad. But, if you wanna know how he dies in the comic, spoilers, because they're probably gonna do it. Negan showed up, eeny, meeny, miny, moe, with Lucille, baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire, eeny, meeny, miny, moe, you, bam, 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 don't fuck with me. And that's Negan. So yeah, that's the episode. Thank you. How's Rick gonna get out of this? How's Abraham, Sasha, Daryl, and Rick gonna get home? What's Maggie gonna do when they realize Glenn's dead? What is Diana gonna do? Are more people gonna blame Rick for this? What's gonna happen? Who knows? But feel free to thumbs it up, comment it up, subscribe it up. Peace out. See you tomorrow.